Hi, I'm Jill Lipsky-Kane, and I'm a managing consultant with the Improve Group. Our 20th anniversary celebrates the connections that we've been so lucky to have in evaluation and all that we do at IG with our clients and partners. In this year of 2020, which is a year like no other in our lifetimes, we are committed to deepening our connections, to foster joy and collaboration in building a better world together. Since 2017, I've had the privilege of being the evaluation partner for End Domestic Abuse Wisconsin, the Wisconsin Coalition Against Domestic Violence. I feel connected to the work because of the collaboration and authentic partnership with End Abuse's Stephanie Ortiz. I'm honored to interview Stephanie, an awesome colleague. Stephanie, please introduce yourself.
Thanks, Jill, and hello, everyone. I'm Stephanie Ortiz. I use she, her gender pronouns, and I'm the Director of Prevention and Outreach at End Domestic Abuse Wisconsin. For advocates, survivors, and allies, End Abuse is the only statewide coalition led by social policy advocates, attorneys, and experts working to support, connect, equip, and lead organizations for social change to end domestic abuse. As we center survivors and youth in our work against domestic abuse, we are committed to taking an intersectional approach and fully recognize our role in the movement to end violence in all its forms. Thanks, Jill. Happy to be here.
Great, thanks, Stephanie. So my first question is, what calls you to your role at End Abuse and inspires you about the work that you're doing?
In my previous role following college, I worked for 4 years as a rape prevention educator, coordinating, facilitating programming for Native youth in the community I grew up. This experience, working directly with youth, really allowed me to gain a deep understanding of how comprehensive prevention initiatives have to be in order for them to have the impact we envision. So now, for the past 4 years, I've had the huge privileges of being part of this exciting work. As an evaluator, what draws you and excites you about the work you're doing with End Abuse, Jill?
Great question. I'm really drawn to the work with End Abuse because prior to becoming an evaluator, like you, I worked in prevention education. It was a great experience, and it did get me thinking, though, okay, what's next? What's needed? And so I completed my master's in public policy and program evaluation so that I could help organizations like End Abuse use local data, community expertise, and participatory methods to strengthen and inform their work. And so what we have is a real authentic experience here with this work that bridges my two career paths. And I really find joy in the thought partnership that is so prevalent in our work with you and End Abuse. So during the past several years, we've been partnering on empowerment evaluation to build the capacity of grantees. Let's reflect on our past work for a moment. What has it helped End Abuse achieve?
The Improve Group has been really helpful and tremendously important to the work we're doing. We currently fund 8 youth programs, and from the start, it was an expectation that we integrate evaluation into our work with grantees. I remember the first grantee orientation when I introduced the Improve Group to the programs, and they were asked, what word, image, or phrase comes to mind when you hear the word evaluation? Responses included mostly negative things like oppressive, all about data and numbers and being tested. And then at the end of year 1, their responses to the same question shifted to things like helpful, empowered, learned a lot, and important. The perception shift like this is definitely an achievement, as it allowed our grant programs to really open up about the ways in which they needed support. And this sense of trust is critical, and we've noticed it provides space to be flexible and adaptable to their evolving needs as programs.
So Stephanie, can you tell us about the pivot that End Abuse is making in its grant program?
Sure. So as I mentioned, we continue to create spaces where our folks are able to share input on their vision for where the work should head. For the first few years, we really focused on building up the capacity of local programs themselves. It was an opportunity for them to build authentic relationships with their youth in ways in which work best for them locally. Now the time has come where we've really voiced an interest in beginning to mobilize these youth and making a statewide impact. So the work ahead will include building up a statewide network of youth leaders who are committed to advancing gender and racial justice work in Wisconsin.
So as we look forward to this pivot, what do you hope to achieve in the partnership with the Improve Group?
It's so important to be connected with young people who have the spirit, determination, and unapologetic demeanor necessary to co-create a world where we are all safe, loved, and embraced for who we truly are. My hope is that all the work we do moves us closer to a world where thriving is possible, living joyously is constant, and looking out for one another is the norm. Being able to tell the story about the impact we have in all of these areas is something I hope results out of our continued partnership. As we've built our relationship with the Improve Group, we've really appreciated how your values are apparent in your work. Can you speak more to how you apply your values towards your work, Jill?
Yeah, thank you. This work connects with all IG's values, particularly the value of collaboration and inclusiveness. We describe it as strengthening our work by learning from and engaging with the people who are close to the work. Because of connection with Stephanie and the grantee organizations throughout Wisconsin, I've learned about the power of community and the safety net it provides youth and families. I've learned more deeply the beauty and protection that cultural connections have for youth. I've learned by listening and carrying forward what people share so that we can collaborate on solutions together. I can't do my job without collaboration. I could, but you don't get the kind of product or recommendations that an authentic connection generates.
Thanks, Jill.
Thank you so much, Stephanie. It's been a pleasure talking with you, and I'm really excited about the work ahead and working with you, your team, and the grantees throughout the state. Thank you again.
Thanks, Jill, for all you do. Happy anniversary, Improve Group.